All right, hey guys, it's Beth. I'm here today with a special guest. This is Cami Covington. She has flown all the way across the ocean to join me in this beautiful location in Hawaii. We're at a Pearl Country Club, and we're just enjoying some refreshments and the beautiful view here. So I'm so glad you could be with us. Today we're going to talk a little bit about essential oils and how we can use them for pain management. And no one better to ask these questions to than my friend Cami here. So Cami, thank you so much for coming today.
My pleasure.
All right, so Cami, can you just give us a little bit of background, what you do to help people with pain in your career and in your work?
I would love to. I am a pain management specialist specializing in muscle manipulation. So I began as a massage therapist. And I would work with clients that would come to me in pain. They would say, this feels great, but the pain would still keep coming back. And I would wonder why I could work with someone and do everything their body needed physically, and they would still have pain. And there were a few times when I realized there's a connection here that we're not making between pain and emotions. And a lot of time pain is tied to emotions and maybe issues that have never been resolved, or maybe marital problems, unresolved grief, any type of issue that's an underlying cause to pain but that manifests as a physical pain.
Oh wow, okay.
So
wow, okay.
There were not a lot of products on the market to use to reach people emotionally and spiritually, in addition to pain. And it was using essential oils that I found that connection, that when I used them in conjunction with treatments and had them use them in between treatments, that we started seeing really profound effects on pain levels.
That's incredible. So how long have you been, so you said you got into essential oils, you found this connection between the emotions and the manifestation of pain. When did this all happen for you? Like, when were you introduced?
Oh, I've been doing body work for 12, 13 years.
Okay.
But my father died of cancer 8 years ago, and it was very traumatic because it was really something he should have survived, and he didn't. We just didn't have the knowledge we have now. But it was just a few months after he died, someone said to me, hey, he could have had frankincense.
Oh yeah.
Frankincense would have worked for him. That would have solved a lot of his problems. And it was just an idea of getting into a natural, something that I just hadn't been exposed to before. So I started exploring it that direction, and to see how essential oils could benefit in healing. And it's been an amazing journey so far.
That's so awesome. So if someone were going to come to you, Cami, and they've got, let's just say they have joint pain, and it's, they don't know what it's from, and you start working with them, you do your manipulation, what oils are your go-to oils for managing something like joint pain?
So joint pain, number one, is going to be an inflammation. It's always an inflammation, and inflammation is always internal. Now it could be a wear and tear from opposing muscles in the body, and that's what I do.
Okay.
So once I've addressed the opposing muscles and reset those muscles, if there's still lingering pain, then I know it's something internal. It's going to be something lifestyle related that's causing an inflammatory response in their body.
Okay.
So if I had a go-to oil for an inflammation of a joint, I would say lemongrass,
Okay.
marjoram, and then special blends, deep soothing blends.
Okay.
That you can give people more information on that.
Yeah, so the soothing blend, I think you and I both like, has wintergreen and laurel leaf. Helichrysum.
Helichrysum is the very best oil to heal tissues.
Yeah.
Bone and tissue. It's the very best healing oil.
Helichrysum is also a pretty precious oil, isn't it?
Very precious.
Like, you get a bottle of Helichrysum. I know I got my first bottle a few months ago, and this stuff I protect with my life, right?
One drop at a time.
Yeah, one drop at a time.
Oh, only one drop.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But you think that's a good one for managing under pain? kind of a general inflammatory process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a deep soothing blend that has all of those things in it: wintergreen, helichrysum, laurel leaf, peppermint,
Blue tansy.
blue tansy. That's the one you
That's
smell.
the one you
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah, so, okay, and that's a good one. So lemongrass, marjoram, and the soothing blend
Soothing blend.
tend to be the go-tos. Okay.
They are.
Have you found any other oils besides those three that are either have worked for some of your clients or for yourself?
Wintergreen is, if you had a one standalone oil, wintergreen is amazing for any type of tissue damage or healing. Wintergreen is the only plant on earth, and birch tree is the only tree on earth that contains natural methyl salicylate, which is the main ingredient of aspirin. That is aspirin.
Okay.
So birch and wintergreen are both natural analgesics, and they both have the same cortisone-like effect that aspirin does.
Okay.
So anything you would take aspirin for, you could use wintergreen. I love wintergreen.
Awesome.
It smells amazing.
Now, when you apply it, do you just put it on the joint that hurts, or do you apply it at different parts of your body? Like, what's the trick in getting your body to respond the best to the oils?
You put the oil where it hurts.
Okay, so
If
right
you
on
can
the.
reach it.
Okay,
Mhm.
if you can reach it.
If you can reach it,
Okay.
you just put it right where it
Okay.
hurts.
All right. So if I had wrist pain, if I've got something like osteoarthritis in my wrist, I would just put a drop of oil right on the wrist, or
Right on the wrist, and then you want to rub, because in the process of rubbing, you're increasing blood flow to the surface, and that will grab that oil and bring it deeper.
Okay.
So rubbing helps bring that oil deeper.
What do you think about carrier oils, like a fractionated coconut oil or anything to be applied with the oil? Is that necessary? What's your opinion?
Some oils may be sensitive to some people.
Okay.
I personally have never had a reaction to an oil on my skin.
So you just would drop the lemongrass?
I would put it right on.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you're more comfortable with a carrier oil, you can do that.
Okay.
Redheads and pregnant women will have more sensitive skin.
Okay, redheads and pregnant women, do you guys get that?
Will have more. They have more
Okay.
sensitive skin,
All right.
and they may need a carrier oil.
Okay.
It's but there's only a few oils that I'm really familiar with that actually have some type create a reaction.
Okay. Okay. But lemongrass, I know I put lemongrass straight on my skin, no problem.
All the
It's
time.
marjoram.
Mhm.
I use the marjoram and the soothing blend. I have some chronic low back pain, and I know my root issue is that my hips are off. So I need to get that corrected, right,
So
to get rid
I
of
need
the
to work
pain.
on
Yeah,
that.
I need Cami's help on that. But in the meantime, I can use that just to help with the aggravation of the inflammation, like you were
Yes.
saying. We've got to tone that down, get me through the day, and then fix the muscular imbalance or the skeletal imbalance, right, that is causing the pain.
Right.
So that's what I'm hearing you say.
Right.
So yeah.
But when you're talking about the inflammations and the arthritises, those are an internal problem, and they always stem much deeper
Yeah.
than applying oil to a joint. And if you actually have pain in more than one joint in your body, it's systemic. Some people might have arthritis in one finger, and you can apply to one finger, but if it's showing up in multiple areas of your body, it's systemic, and the only way to treat it is internally.
Okay.
So then you're going to go for an internal cleanse.
Okay.
You have to cleanse the gut. Start with a really great cleansing for your body. And I don't know if you want to talk about cleanses on this, but I recommend a cleanse first,
Yeah.
and then amazing anti-inflammatories in a supplement form.
Okay.
But that's how you're going to heal. I shouldn't say heal. That's how you're going to address joint pain.
Yeah.
That's systemic.
Right.
It's from the inside out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is if you've got like one wrist that hurts or something, the topical application can be helpful to reduce the acute symptoms of the pain. But if we have got somebody who's got systemic pain more than just the wrist, we either want to look at I work in functional medicine, so this is right in my groove, but we want to fix the problem, fix the gut, heal the gut, and eat good, healthy food, food that came from Mother Nature, and staying away from the processed junk. This is probably a whole nother Facebook Live event, but I think it's important to know that, yeah, we want to address the root cause of the problem in addition to using the oils as kind of an acute symptom relief, yeah?
Yes.
So somebody who's got like the rheumatoid arthritis and it's affecting more than one joint, we can use the oils topically for some relief, but we also want to address
Right.
the inflammation from its root, right?
And so if someone is suffering with rheumatoid arthritis, it's going to be very difficult to cover every joint.
Yeah.
Unless you're putting it in your bath and then you're just going to, soak in it for a while.
Oh, that's a nice
You
idea.
can take, and you can do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people put their oils in their bathtub and then soak in them every night. And so you're still absorbing that oil. It might be easier to take oils internally
Okay.
for systemic.
Which
systemic.
oils would you, because I know the Soothing Blend, there's oils in that one you're not supposed to take
You do not-
internally.
yeah, right, that is a topical
So
oil.
what oils would you recommend maybe someone with a more systemic inflammatory issue might take internally?
So the oils I would recommend internally would be marjoram, lemongrass, oregano, and frankincense.
Marjoram.
In any order or all together.
Okay.
Those 4 oils create a very strong morphine-like effect in the body as far as pain relief.
Can you repeat those again? Lemongrass,
Sure. Marjoram, oregano, and frankincense.
Okay, could you put them in one of those little veggie caps?
Put them in a veggie cap.
And how often do you take that?
Every morning to get you through the day,
Okay.
and every night to carry you through the night, but then as often as you need it in between, possibly every 2 hours,
Okay, awesome.
depending on your pain level.
Okay, that's great. That's great information. But I think it's also really important to recognize that when we take oil, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but if we're going to take an oil internally, we want it to be
A
high grade,
safe-
certified therapeutic grade oil, right?
Yes,
And
that's
why-
the only way I'd recommend that.
Yeah, so you don't want to just go to your grocery store, Walmart, grab a frankincense off
Dollar
the shelf.
store.
Dollar-
I've seen them at the dollar store.
You're kidding me.
I'm
Oh
not
gosh.
kidding.
So, okay, so we want to use a really, if you're going to do the internal thing, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that says, don't take oils internally, right? Like that's a big,
Right.
and so a lot of people come to me and they're like, I've heard bad things about internal consumption, but if we're using the right brand and the right grade of oil, they can actually be incredibly therapeutic taken internally.
Very therapeutic and very healing too, because you're delivering it to all areas of the body, which will eventually hit all the cells of your body.
Okay, that is amazing. So, okay, you guys, so marjoram, lemongrass, frankincense, and what was the other one?
Oregano.
Oregano, thank you. Okay. So, thank you so much. That's really helpful. Now, when you think about pain management, we can use oils topically, we can use them internally. Would somebody feel better by using them in a diffuser or aromatically for pain management?
Yes, especially if the pain is something that is related to a neurological issue. Grief. Grief is fantastic for diffusing because grief does create pain. Children who might be in pain and you may not be sure what to do with the oils or where to put them, you can diffuse for a child. But they're also very healing. And every time you have pain, you will always be accompanied by depression, by sadness. It goes hand in hand. And if you can diffuse, you're actually going to be affecting the neurological part of your body that you can't get to with an oil. So it's very healing. It's one of the best therapies you can do for yourself.
So diffusing. So okay. So someone has pain. They're gonna get sad and depressed. It's like a vicious cycle,
It's a
isn't
very
it?
vicious
Especially
cycle.
if the pain is chronic and just continues for months and years potentially. So you're saying that I could diffuse certain oils that would help. That the molecules would connect to my brain and help me feel better emotionally, which could in fact trigger a change in the pain response of the body.
Your pain receptors would actually kick in and help you stop feeling pain.
That's amazing. So
It's amazing.
So let's talk oils.
Okay.
I gotta know what are
Okay.
what are your secret weapons?
So citruses, which is funny, citruses smell the best.
They do.
right?
I love all citrus oils.
So
yeah.
citruses are amazing because citrus oils help encourage release of endorphins. They're going to raise our serotonin. They're going to be It's going to be an oil that makes us feel good. And it'll make you feel good and you don't know why you feel good, but it's going to your brain.
Yeah.
So I love citruses. There's blends that are put together that have everything that you would need. But they're blends of citruses, the tangerines, the oranges, grapefruit. These are all oils that are proven to increase your mood.
Okay.
I'm losing my train of
No,
thought.
I know. So I'm hearing you say a lot of the citrus oils, diffusing those, they won't necessarily like attack the pain and help relieve inflammation. However, they can change the pain receptors in your brain
of how you interpret pain.
And how you. Isn't that amazing, you guys? I've been doing a lot of reading actually on the connection, how our thoughts and our emotions affect how we deal with pain and grief. So this is really great. I'm taking a class right now on this, and it is, the research is there, and we're just scratching the surface. But isn't it amazing that we can use, I heard of a blend, I want to hear your thoughts on it, but it's bergamot, which is a citrus oil, has that citrusy taste, lavender, and I always say it wrong, ylang ylang.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Ylang ylang.
Ylang ylang. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a PubMed research study, I think it's from 2006, which shows that those three combined in the diffuser help decrease cortisol, lower blood pressure. You know, so it kind of makes sense with what you're saying. It helps. And bergamot was the big one. That was the big one they mentioned in the study. Would you agree? Would that blend help with pain?
I do. Let me tell you, in fact, that is one of the main, those oils are used in serotonin, in increasing serotonin. And it's so funny because that you brought that up. I have just been researching low serotonin levels and low serotonin syndrome, which is linked to migraines and fibromyalgia. So when the body has low serotonin, it directly affects the pain receptors of the spine. One of the jobs of serotonin as a neurotransmitter is to block pain messages from the spine. And if your serotonin is low, you are actually having more pain receptors throughout your body. You're feeling more pain.
Wow. You guys, I just got goosebumps. That is so cool. The body is amazing.
The body is amazing.
So amazing. So that blend might work.
That's a fantastic blend.
Okay. Thanks. I literally just saw it on my news feed and I looked up the study and I was like, wow, there it is. You know, so that's awesome. Bergamot, yeah, thank you. Bergamot, lavender, ylang ylang. So those three, and just to top it off, it smells amazing. It's just a beautiful scent. I ran it. I organized a rollerball class at the office I work at, and everyone who walked in was like, "What is that?" You know. So it's not only therapeutic, but it also smells good, and that's a double win for me. So. Yeah, well, this has been so awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to share in your experience of working as a pain management specialist, or any stories, success stories that you have?
Oh my gosh, lots.
Okay. What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? I think my favorite would be a client this was such an easy fix. She came to me with migraines, 4 migraines a week. So about the time one stopped, it started again. And I found out she was taking 10 Excedrin migraine a day. And I don't even know what the actual dosing is for that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to fix her migraines. And as a body worker, I couldn't fix something like that because she had to understand she had a chemical insult in her body. And the only way to fix that was to stop letting the chemicals invade her body. So we talked about what happens when you take Excedrin, ibuprofen, Tylenol. You take these medications, and it does relieve the pain, but it also has a very sedative effect onto your central nervous system. So by the time the pain wears off, that feel-good sensation has worn off too, and so you take more because you're getting pain relief and you're feeling good, but you're not recognizing that that's two separate things. So as your body continues to take these, you have, you may get to a point where you no longer have pain, but now you're going to have a withdrawal of symptoms because you're used to having that sedative effect on your central nervous system.
Okay.
So the withdrawal of symptoms is going to be very painful. It's going to be very physically painful.
Right.
So a person would interpret that as, I'm still in pain, so I need to keep taking this, when in reality it's just an addiction to I feel good. This makes me feel good.
Right.
And
right.
it hurts not to take it. So for this client, we had her go cold turkey. But the great thing was is we used essential oils for her to go off of these. So we used soothing blend on her head. We were using frankincense and peppermint, really powerful for migraines.
Yeah.
And she was applying those to the temples, to the migraine pattern, and the forehead and temples. And then we had her do a deep cleanse. We had her start doing a cleanse for the gut to go ahead and clean out her gut, and then a liver cleanse. And it only took weeks until she was pain-free.
You're kidding.
But no more migraines.
No more migraines.
And it had been going on for about 10 years.
10 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So 10 years we used essential oils, the soothing blend that we mentioned earlier, frankincense, and peppermint.
And I had her diffusing citruses all day.
Okay, and the combination of the peppermint and frankincense together, is that more powerful than each on its own?
Yes.
Okay.
Peppermint as an oil, when you apply it on top of another oil, drives an oil deeper, and it really stimulates it.
Okay.
Just like when a pharmaceutical puts caffeine with a pill, it makes it work faster, and so you get that effect faster.
So peppermint is the more holistic version of caffeine.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's good. Okay. How interesting. So you'd apply the frankincense and the peppermint together, and that peppermint helps drive the frankincense to where it needs to go to mitigate the issues with the migraine. And then the soothing blend is just another oil you use separately or at the same time?
We had her use the soothing blend through the neck.
Okay.
Through the neck areas, and then through the head and face, wherever she was feeling pain.
Got it.
Because it's so analgesic.
Yeah.
Immediately it's pain relieving.
Yes, yes. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so amazing.
Yeah. And then the citrus for the calming, because
Yeah.
we needed to really calm down the pain receptors in her head.
So she diffused her favorite citrus oils and all day long, her diffuser. I'm telling you, people, I have a friend who hasn't had a diffuser, and I'm like, what are you thinking?
How can you not have a diffuser?
Yeah, how can you not have a diffuser? Because that is just the best way to experience the oils for, like a long duration. So that is amazing. Thank you. Fun. This was awesome. I'm so glad you were here, Cami. I've learned a lot, and I hope that everyone listening, whether you're listening live or whether you listen to the recording, I hope you've gotten something out of today's session. Cami, I'm so delighted. She's teaching a special class this evening, so if any of you are on Oahu and you want to join us at 7 o'clock tonight, she's going to be speaking at Design for Living at 1150 North Nimitz Highway at number 8 is the building number, and she's going to share probably some similar tips but even more in depth, and I can't wait for it. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thrilled to be here. I'll come to Hawaii anytime.
Yes, and we've got this beautiful backdrop. So mahalo, aloha.
Aloha.